Hello everybody, I'm back with another video. I do apologize, it's been a little while since I uploaded, but I haven't been feeling well. So tonight I wanted to share with you this story that's in the news. It's on NBCnews.com. It says, "They got their guns all pointed to me. Black man mauled by Ohio police dog called 911. A man believed to be Jadarius Rose can be heard in at least two 911 calls, telling dispatchers that he doesn't know why he's being pulled over or why troopers have their guns drawn. A 23-year-old black man who was mauled by a police dog in Ohio after surrendering with his hands up appeared to tell 911 dispatchers in at least two calls that he didn't know why he was being pulled over or why troopers had their guns drawn. Right now, I'm being chased by like 20 police officers, and they all got their guns pointed directly to my truck," a man police believed to be Jadarius Rose told a Pickaway County dispatcher during a 2-minute call released Monday. "So now I'm trying to figure out why they got their guns all pointed to me, and they're all white people." Rose was pulled over July 4th in Circleville, Ohio, because the semi-truck he was driving was missing a left rear mud flap, according to an incident report from the Ohio State Highway Patrol. Following a pursuit, Rose stood outside his vehicle with his hands raised when a Circleville police officer instructed his dog to attack. A trooper with the Ohio State Highway Patrol could be heard in a body camera video advising against releasing the dog because Rose had surrendered. The 911 caller, who didn't identify himself but is believed to be Rose, also says that the troopers exploded the tires on his truck, which he was driving to a delivery point. He was referring to tire deflating devices called stop sticks that troopers deployed in an attempt to stop Rose's truck. "And it's not even my truck. I'm just driving to my delivery point," he said. "All of them got their guns pointed directly to me." When asked for a second 911 call Rose made to Ross County, a spokesperson provided audio in which the caller says, "I don't know why they're trying to kill me. I do not feel safe with stopping. I don't know why they're throwing stuff on the ground trying to get me in an accident," the caller said. On the 911 call with Pickaway County, the dispatcher advised, "Listen to what the officers are telling you. They ain't told me nothing. They ain't told me nothing," the caller said. "I don't know why they're pulling me over." The dispatcher tells the caller to roll down his window. "I did that the last time and all of them had their guns pointed at me. You think I feel safe?" the caller said. The caller is then instructed to put both hands out the window, then open his door with his left hand showing. The call ends shortly after. Rose was traveling westbound on U.S. Route 35 when a motor carrier enforcement inspector and troopers with the Ohio State Patrol tried to pull him over. When Rose failed to stop, troopers deployed the stop sticks on his vehicle twice before it came to a stop on U.S. Route 23. After he was ordered several times to get out of the vehicle, Rose can be seen on the body camera video standing in front of troopers with his hands in the air. That's when a Circleville police officer identified as R. Speakman deploys his canine and instructs the dog to attack Rose. "Do not release the dog with his hands up," a trooper can be heard yelling multiple times before Speakman releases the dog. The body cam video then appears to show the dog biting and pulling Rose by his arm as he screams loudly. Although Circleville police vehicles have dashboard cameras and officers are meant to wear body cameras, Circleville Mayor McElroy said he does not know if Speakman had one on during the incident. Speakman was placed on paid administrative leave around 5 days ago, McElroy told NBC News. When asked why Speakman wasn't immediately placed on leave following the incident, McElroy said, "I cannot answer that question. Nothing like this should ever happen to anybody. It's just a very unfortunate situation," he said. This isn't the first time Speakman's conduct has been under review, according to McElroy. The officer was investigated in connection with another incident approximately within the past 2 years. A use of force review board is reviewing the incident, according to the Circleville Police Department. The board's findings will be released next week. McElroy said he understood how people could be concerned about race factoring into the officer's actions, but adds, "We do not have any racial problems here in the city of Circleville." He called the community all-inclusive and a great place to live, a great place to raise your family, a great place to send your kids to school. So that is the end of the article, and there are other articles online about this, but this one just seemed to have the most information, so I went with this one. I would like to talk about it a little bit. I think there were a lot of wrongs in this situation. First, I know that the Ohio Highway Patrol is very serious when it comes to anything being off on a semi-truck. The smallest little thing, if it's not right, they will pull you over and do an inspection. That's just what they do. However, to me, it is really overkill over a mud flap to have all of these police officers involved in this chase and using stop sticks and everything. But I do realize and recognize that it is within their right to do an inspection on a truck just over the simplest little thing. So they may not have been in the wrong, but it just definitely feels like overkill, but I get it. Secondly, Rose should have stopped at the initial, stage of, just the one officer pulling him over. It's possible maybe he didn't see the officer initially until there were more involved. I doubt it, but I guess that's possible. But he should have very early on have pulled over and done the inspection. I get it that he was scared, especially if these guys all had their guns drawn, but it shouldn't have gotten to that point. He should have pulled over, did the inspection, been done with it, and it wouldn't have ended up being, this big thing. However, he didn't pull over. He kept going. More law enforcement was involved. It became this whole big chase. And once he had gotten out of the truck and had his hands in the air, that should have been it. They shouldn't have that guy, can't remember his name now, Speakman, he shouldn't have deployed his canine. And even the other law enforcement there said, don't do it. He's surrendering. So all the wrongs that were done in that situation, that was by far the worst. And this guy, Rose, is going to get paid. That's all there is to it. He's going to have a big payday in his future. And I would imagine Speakman will no longer have a job. Especially if this is not his first incident. And I would be really curious to know what the first incident was and if it was similar to this. but it doesn't give any details on that. So this is definitely a case to follow to see what happens with Speakman, and does Rose lawyer up and get a big payday? I would think so. Now, was this an issue of race? I really don't know. I wasn't there. I don't have the mindset of those officers. I think initially it started out as just a typical, hey, this guy's missing a mud flap. We better do an inspection and make sure everything else is on the up and up. I feel like that it started that way. Whether it ended that way, I really don't know. I can't say. I hope this guy's injuries weren't that bad and he's healing up fine. But it's really a shame the way this whole thing went down. So that's really it for today. If you have an opinion on this, please feel free to leave it in the comments. I'd like to know what you think. Should Speakman be fired? And should Rose get a payday? Do you think this was involving race? Let me know what you think. And as always, please like, share, and hit the subscribe button so you can be notified of future videos. Thanks.